Ladies and gentlemen, federal employees, today we're talking about how you can qualify as a federal employee for a full federal retirement, to get all the core benefits that you want and to keep them into retirement. Now, if you're new to the channel, so good to have you. My name is Dallin Haas. I'm a financial planner who serves federal employees just like you every day, and I love it. Now, one caveat before we dive in. I said to start this video out that basically we're going to talk about what you need to do to qualify for a full retirement. Now, one thing I will say, there is no way, quote unquote, to maximize your federal pension. For example, the way to actually get the biggest federal pension possible is to keep working almost until you die, right? If you work till 80, 90, when you finally do retire, your pension will be massive because the more years of service you have, the bigger your pension will be. But most people don't want to work that long. And so it's about finding a balance of getting the benefits that you want without working too long, right? So you don't have enough retirement to actually enjoy those benefits. So that's the caveat I will say, is there's no such thing as full. It's just which benefits do you want, what is enough for you, and when are you eligible for those benefits. So let's talk about that. So really there are two different types of retirement, a way to actually get the core benefits in retirement. And when I say core benefits in retirement, what are we talking about? Well, for most people, that means either a pension and or health insurance. Most people want those two things in retirement. And to qualify for them, you have to qualify under a regular retirement or an early retirement. Let's talk about it. A regular retirement, to qualify for that, you have to have hit your minimum retirement age, which is right around age 57. If you're born before 1970, it'll be 56 in some months. But if you're born after 1970, it's going to be 57, and you have to have at least 30 years of service to retire with a regular full retirement at that time. At age 60, you only need 20 years of service to have a full retirement. At age 62, you only need 5 years of service for a full regular retirement. So if you qualify for one of these, you are good to go. You will get a pension that's unreduced and immediate, and you will qualify for health insurance. Now, one thing to note for health insurance is you have to qualify for health insurance, you have to hit one of these, yes, but you also have to be covered under the government civilian insurance for the 5 years before you retire. If you hit both of those criteria, you hit one of these, and you've had FEHB, your government insurance, for the 5 years before retirement, then you can take it into retirement. So under a regular retirement, under one of these, you will get a pension and you will keep your health insurance. But again, the only way to get a bigger pension, quote unquote, is in most cases to work longer, okay? But at these ages, you do qualify for a pension. Now, what is an early retirement? Well, especially now, a lot of people are thinking about going earlier than otherwise planned. So what can you do to qualify for an early retirement? Well, number one, there is what they call an MRA plus 10 retirement. And as the name suggests, you have to hit your minimum retirement age. So again, it's right around age 57 for most of you, and have at least 10 years of service. Now, as you can tell, 10 years of service is a lot less than 30 years of service, which is required under an MRA plus 30. So what's the catch here? Well, this is the catch. For every year you take this retirement and you're under age 62, your pension will have a 5% reduction for every year you are basically under age 62. So if you retire at 57, you've got 10 years of service. 57 is 5 years before age 62. So 5% multiplied by 5 years, that's a 25% cut. A 25% cut to your pension. So if your pension would be $1,000 a month in a simplified example, then you'd only get $750 for life. And this is a permanent cut for life going forward. So taking this type of retirement, you're eligible to get a pension, but it is reduced based on what I'm talking about. And as long as you've had your insurance for the 5 years before retirement, then you can take your insurance with you in retirement. Now, there is a way to avoid this reduction. It's called a postponed retirement. If you want to look into that, I've got whole videos just on that, so check that out. I'm not going to go into postponed retirement here, okay? Now, there's other types of early retirement as well. For example, there is VERA and DSR, right? We gotta love, the government loves acronyms, right? A VERA stands for, well, basically it means it's an early out retirement, where the government, whenever they're trying to downsize, get people off the books, they might offer a VERA, which allows people to retire earlier than this normal regular requirement. Basically, if you are age 50, okay, you've hit age 50, let me actually do it up here, age 50 with at least 20 years or 25 years at any age, if you've hit one of these criteria, then you qualify for a VERA and you can retire early. But a VERA has to be offered to you by your agency. That you have to apply for it, you have to be eligible for one of these, and then they have to accept your application. So you can't just choose to take a VERA without it being offered to you. But if it is offered to you, then you will get a pension right away. And as long as you've had your FEHB for the 5 years before retirement, you can take your insurance into retirement, which is fantastic. Now, a DSR is very similar to a VERA in that you have to hit these criteria right here, one of them. But a DSR happens when you are forced out of your job. Let's say your position's going away, whatever it may be. You can take a DSR, and under a DSR, you would also get a pension right away, and you'll keep your health insurance assuming you've had it for the 5 years before retirement. The only difference with a DSR is this is involuntary, when you're being forced out, but you are eligible for under these criteria, then you'd still get a retirement. So again, it depends how you define a full retirement, but under any of these scenarios, you would get a pension and health insurance, and of course the devil is in the details on which one you go for. But long story short, if you already qualify for a regular retirement under one of these, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about any one of these other ones because you already qualify under those normal rules. So I hope that is helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.